A cesspool is a hole in the ground into which your toilets flush. If any of you, almost everybody I see these days had grandparents that had outhouses. Well, a cesspool is the next step up from having an outhouse. So the objective of a cesspool is just simply to catch everything, and it'll then wash into the ground. So you can see that's an easy way of getting rid of things. It's not really a very good way of protecting the groundwater and our drinking water.
We know the reason cesspools are illegal in Arizona is because, they're filtering down into that. They use the ground and the soil as a substrate to filter on down into what oftentimes is those underground wells and underground water and groundwater resources or runoff eventually if you're on the high side of mountains and all that eventually goes into something that potentially could be drinking water at some point or something that we need to reclamate.
Cesspools are prevalent because of the way the country grew up. The homes in Gila County are served by what I would call really old, inadequate septic systems compared to today's standards and cesspools. But we have this history that we have to deal with now. And so that's what we're up to. We're up to handling the past. I would say on the average, my guess would be, and throughout Gila County, it's going to take on the average about $20,000 to get rid of that cesspool.
A lot of our communities have proximity to the creeks. So, of course, all the failing systems, the water goes right into the creek or right into the water table where we're polluting our own drinking water. At one point, we almost had to post the creek as no bodily contact, and so that would be a very big issue for people that live here.
These cesspools have been in the ground for over 60 years, and they're still being used today. They're getting used harder today than they were when they were put in and for the first 20 years or more, because their use has changed. We've got larger families, we got Airbnbs coming in and using these homes that are on cesspools, and they just weren't designed for that load.
We're still looking for temporary solutions to help literally limp these owners through to the next phase to be able to help keep them making money and to keep housing available for us locally.
The presence of cesspools can be a bit problematic when it comes to helping our homeowners make repairs on their homes, because oftentimes our funding comes with parameters of really all or nothing. If you can't fix everything, we aren't allowed to fix anything. And so the cesspool is definitely a barrier that we run into in Gila County.
The Community Solutions Team Pilot is a project that came about because of the bipartisan infrastructure law. It's run by the EPA, who have reached out to environmental finance centers across the nation to help assist disadvantaged and otherwise underserved communities across the United States address their water and wastewater needs. The Environmental Finance Center at Sacramento State has assisted Gila County with mapping cesspools in the county. We've also connected them with regulators from Arizona WIFA, as well as Arizona Department of Environmental Quality.
We saw large utilities coming to the SRF program to get funding for big wastewater infrastructure projects. We were never going to be able to give out 100% forgiveness for those types of projects. So it didn't make sense to have that percentage of loan forgiveness available until we started hearing about the possibility of doing these types of smaller scale projects where it's cesspool conversions to upgraded septics. It's not going to cost an extreme amount per home. We know it's a huge problem overall in Arizona, so the cost is great for the overall fix. But to do some projects every year with this, $250,000 as loan forgiveness, we think is going to go a long way, and that's going to be able to go straight to the homeowners to help them with that cesspool conversion they need so that it's not increasing the cost for them.
The funding that we're working on right now, about $250,000, is a really wonderful, good first start. The need in Gila County alone, not throughout the state, but the need in Gila County is about $110 million.
all the water that we have here in Gila County and all the counties in Arizona is, it's limited in what we have. It's becoming more limited by the year. And we're really looking at, a majority of the water that we have in Arizona is groundwater and deep well water. Do we have safe drinking water for people for the next 10 years, for the next 100 years, and so on and so forth?
Now, once we get to the place of replacing cesspools, then we'll understand that we're not dealing with entities, we're not dealing with companies, we're not dealing with towns, we're dealing with people. We're dealing with individuals. We're dealing with individuals who have a problem that they do not have the resources to fix. And I believe it's our job to actually provide the funds and the desire, the mechanisms to fix the problem.
I just love the area. I love the people. I love the rural community and love to be part of it.
My long-term vision for Gila County is improved health outcomes and overall quality of life. That's what I'd love to see for our community.
I'm proud of the community as a whole because this community is small enough that when something happens to another family or desperation times when things get a little tough, gas prices, rent prices, people around here kick in, help with furniture, help with babysitting, help with recouping your house back after it catches on fire from our wildfire season. This is a very solid community and there's a lot of people that care here.